Hello there everyone and welcome back. So what I started off with there was a montage of me capturing the Udo province and the Hyunga province. I didn't include the smaller castles, but you got to see kind of ish what happened. It's pretty straightforward. There wasn't really a garrison in there and the armies were just able to march in. However, during the time when I did this, I ended turn to move forwards and so forth. And what happened? Well, the faction that threatened war has actually declared war on us. And you can see a full stack on its way here. Another one on its way back here. And they've also brought their allies with them. So now I'm in a three-front war. They might at war with the island as well. At least they're not... Oh, it looked like that to begin with. As we can see, I've got a three-front war, so this faction in the north is coming in, and I've got no army to stop it. And then also we've got the faction over here has declared war on me. We can go ahead and take a look at that. And they have positioned a full stack across the bridge here, ready to attack, where I have really don't have enough men to go ahead and protect this area. It's going to be very hard to protect these. And then there's a massive attack towards my port with a lot of ships. There's another faction, I believe, somewhere over here. Oh wait, we can see it here. Suno town is at war with me, and over here as well. So they have sent a smaller force here, going for my capital. I've sent some troops out. Don't seem to be able to reach in time, and yeah, we've got quite a bit of a problem. So I cannot really continue the war against the Satsuki alliance, and I've already checked. They are willing to sign a truce, which we're gonna have to do because we're not gonna be able to push this far. What we need to do is reorganize these two armies or get them back up to fully replenished, and then I need to march them through here and then start the war against this faction. We've got at least 4 provinces here that we need to take out, and once that's done we can continue up north. I've already sent the extra generals, so Helton and George are both ready, and they're gonna be picked up by the Navy, and we're gonna land them to march in towards the capital, possibly over here as well, to help them out. But there you have it, a little bit of a understanding what's going on right now. So first things first, we need to go ahead and sign a temporary peace with the Satsuki alliance. Gonna go ahead and request peace. The deal is satisfactory. I'm gonna let's see if I can. Oh, it worked. Demand trade embargo. No. Request trade agreement. Trade agreement they will agree to, but I don't think we want that actually. So we want them to break their alliance, and that's the peace treaty that we have with them. Very good. And they accept. So now at least our most southern border is kind of protected. Or well, in fact, because Japan is actually like this, it becomes our eastern border. And then I guess this would kind of be, well, both of them are kind of south. The southeastern border. Whatever. Let's go ahead and turn and see where the enemy strikes. So we're probably gonna be dealing with a lot of defensive sieges in this episode. But without further ado, let's go ahead and enter. And there we have arrived on the battlefield. So we're protecting our most southern border against the, I don't know what to call them, but the 3 Dot faction. And we don't have that much of a garrison here. I've got 3 units of police force, rounding about 400 men, I believe. Then we've got quite a few of these. I'm not entirely sure what this guy is, but he's some kind of inbred Confederates that we somehow have gotten, and then some pike infantry, and then obviously these Mythbuster guns. Anyways, we're gonna send forwards the levy garrison here of I don't know, inbred Confederates. Not that Confederates are inbred, but these Confederates look a bit strange, don't they? You know what? We're gonna move you back. Have the police force move in. You know what? I should have moved the police force to this side, and you should be there on that side, since the smaller units will better fit on this side. The police force has now opened fire upon the enemy. It's trying to get up our walls. Now there's a lot of them. I do believe some of our police force units, it's just this one that has suppressive fire. This is going to be a tough battle, but we're already kind of getting this one to a sort of ish break, or at least oh, this is weird. Why are they climbing like that? I mean, they had a perfectly good climbing thing going on before in Shoguns. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to change it to what looks to be the Empire one, where they're climbing on a rope. Seemingly though, the enemy is having a real tough time actually climbing up the wall, and they're getting shot down. I want to make sure though that the general does not get killed, because he's pretty darn important. So I'm actually going to pull him back, and we're going to have the pikemen move up. These pikemen can't actually go ahead and deploy pike wall, unfortunately. And on this side, we've got a similar situation where the enemy's getting shot down before they're able to reach the wall. This unit is pulling away, and they're kind of bunching up right here, and we're able to fire those Mythbuster cannons straight into this mess. Oh, we had one police officer there to fight them. Kind of interesting here, since both units are wearing red. So our men are wearing red and the enemy's wearing red. So it's kind of hard to see who's who here. Kind of blowing up my own men there. One thing that I saw that was kind of strange. Oh shit, they've broken through here. The Confederate infantry troops were actually led by a Japanese guy. Oh, the enemy is truly broken through on both sides here. I'm gonna push forwards the pikemen, and then we're gonna pull back the police force and the Confederate looking troops, and then the police officer needs to switch sides here. The pikemen are not doing well. We do have Naval ranked fire ability. Hopefully that will work out. Keep it up, guys. It's going to be a tough fight.
Sir, reports have it that your tower is in enemy hands.
No, not the tower. Watch out! Protect the police commissioner. I'm not entirely sure. Did he just shoot one of his own in the stomach? Where's the officer? The police chief. We're having quite the difficult time here holding the enemy back. This police force needs to pull back as well. And I think the Confederates seemingly need to pull back as well. Let's use the fire by rank or the fire kneel fire ability, and use the what's it called? The fire, the suppression fire ability as well. Oh, we destroy the tower. Open fire, men. I think there's still a pretty good chance of us winning because the enemy is kind of falling apart. But we've lost a lot of men. Oh, you know what? Maybe I spoke too soon. Because at this point, not a lot of our units are actually standing. But we're sort of... Oh, you know what? There's 1, 2, 3 units coming up here with one inside. This one's gonna come in and clash with the police in their side, and they're not gonna be able to fire. They need to reposition themselves rather quickly. God damn it. We're not going to be able to hold this. And, oh, I didn't even notice that the police chief died. Police Chief Gordon. Seemingly the police are not doing that well. Oh, the arc on that gunfire.
Unit is dead, sir.
Shit, everything's going to hell at this point. We have, yeah, there's no way we're gonna be able to succeed with this siege. But at least, it was at a heavy cost for these fellows. But this is definitely going to cause an outrage at home in Britain.
God,
that the
whole unit is lost.
The defenders of the castles, this castle was entirely slaughtered to the man. Kind of like a sort of I don't know what, an Isandwana maybe. Not really on that scale, but close. Something to put the home opinion in favor of a very extensive campaign in Japan, since this police force was slaughtered. And there we are. I didn't even have time to start it up before we have a catastrophic explosion among the enemy ship. Anyways, I haven't really been able to... Oh, there we go, another one. I haven't really been able to push back against the enemy as of yet. We have lost another castle, and I decided, you know what, I can't just be showing these failures that keep going on, so I wanted to do something where I'm actually pushing back. Now, I know you guys are not that interested in naval battles, but I thought this one was going to go quick, and I just didn't know how quick it was going to go. Looks like we're blowing the entire Japanese fleet here. It's all these small gunboats though, but we're blowing them all sky high. So within minutes, I thought maybe this battle was gonna maybe drag out for a bit longer than this, but holy shit, we just blew everything up. I didn't even have time almost to to start recording before the entire enemy fleet was... Yep, there goes the last ship. Or at least the main part of their navy went to shit there. They still have this little boat right there. Oh, did he die as well? Oh, he's sunk. Right, so we had a very decisive victory there. And let's go back to the campaign map, shall we? And there we have it. So, they deployed 10 ships. All of them gunboats, though. And they lost all of them. Apparently we didn't kill all of them. I guess some just set on fire as we fired. So, yeah, there we go. Mostly, it was the wooden frigate, a bulwark class, that did most of the work, killed 4 of the enemies, and boom. We just opened up our ports again, or the port. Fortunately, we don't really have enough to... enough money to start repairing this. So this was the siege that we saw, and then the siege that I decided not to show was the siege of Hagi, which went just as bad as you might expect, because they have lots and lots of full stacks coming at us. I have, however, been able to move Helton over here, so he's creating an army over there. We've got George ready over here. We've got John Alcock over here, ready to move in. And we've got Charles Alcock ready over here. And I think I really want to keep on the offensive. So I think we're going to take Alcock, or Charles Alcock, and attack across the bridge over there to stop these guys from reinforcing the front line and sort of break up the momentum the enemy has. And once that's done, I'm pretty sure that John and Hook, maybe even Hook on his own, can be able to take this. And once that's done, we can simply march across, and we'll have enough enemies or troops here to be able to push, take back this, and push towards the enemy. Because one thing the enemy seem to lack, it's artillery. They don't seem to have anything but the wooden guns. So before Charles gets inspired, or let's say enchanted by the pretty girls of Japan, we're gonna go ahead and cross the bridge and attack. So a pretty major force, 5,000 men against our 2,400. But I'm pretty confident in victory. It's gonna be tough though, because their unit's gonna have a lot more accuracy than us. But with that said, let's go to the Battle of Satsuki. Right, and so here we are on the field of battle. We've got the enemy advancing along here with a concentration going around here. They've also got concentration here as the reinforcement army turned up from over here, and the main one deployed right here. Let's see, do I have shrapnel yet? Soon. We want to target that center again. We'll start smashing some shrapnel into that part. Okay, I'm gonna tell these guys to actually open fire as soon as they can. My idea, got the Highlanders here, is to hopefully tie them up, the troops here, and then use the cavalry to swing in around and attack them. We've got a large concentration, as I said, coming in right here. And we need to do everything in our power to hold those guys back. I'm gonna send this smaller force to actually take position here. Okay, we're gonna open fire with these guys. And these guys as well. And these guys. And let's use the rank Neil fire ability on all of them. And looks like the enemy is kind of catching on to the bait, and I will be able to swing my troops against them. Come on, keep blasting the troops there. And let's deploy this cannon. So the general kind of needs to be here right now because most of the fighting is going on this side. Cavalry is ready. Swing in. Send these units off. The Highlanders.
An ambush!
Highlanders are crushing on this side. A center though is gonna be tough here because there's so many enemies. Come on, give me better artillery fire.
Sir, your general is under attack.
I've got a lot of spikes deployed to make sure that the enemy, if the enemy goes ahead and sends its cavalry in. Come on, I need shrapnel over here. I really need shrapnel here. If I could have what's it called, canister. Shit, this one's not doing too well. We'll inspire him. Okay, we don't give a shit about that. I want the cavalry. Cavalry is needed to swing around here and just break up as many enemies on this side. I'm pretty sure that the Scotsmen here will be able to deal with these guys. So I need the cavalry to really break up the enemy force over on this side. Okay, so they're wavering. You know what? Continue on to these guys. They're delivering steady volleys onto our troops, and we do not like that. Can you get some more shrapnel going? Ooh, looks like the center is having quite the difficulty. Same with the troops over here. Okay, so the enemy is not going to extend their lines as far as over here. So I need to draw these lines. Redraw them. Okay, the cavalry is able to push through. And you know what? Get towards that center. Blow them apart. Scotsmen doing well, holding off the enemy over there. And all along the line seem to be holding pretty well. The smaller units holding over here. Ooh, these guys, they were able to hold over here as well. These guys are holding, and now we're bringing up these guys. So the advantage the enemy had slowly evaporating. At the same time, my cavalry forces is kind of diminishing at this point. So this side is completely clear at this point. So the Highlanders should no longer be here. They need to march down and swing in onto the main field. Shit, this unit's about to go belly up if they do not retreat. Retreat onto the spikes. Maybe the enemy general is foolhardy enough to follow, and yes, he was. Let's have our general then charge in and end him. The smaller unit will go into skirmish mode is not actually the sort of spread out mode as maybe I would have liked or needed. Gonna have the cavalry
over the enemy.
run around and okay, there we have it. The enemy has they've all retreated. I'm gonna hold fire because we've got the cavalry out there running over troops. But we have a victory. Now we broke down their army, but it was a heavy cost in terms of the loss of our manpower. But I don't think I lost a single unit, which is good. And we really smashed these guys' army, so they won't be coming back. And that's going to be very... What cannon is still firing? Oh, you know what? It's the wooden cannons. But I want to cut down quite a few of these guys before we go ahead and kill off the cannons. So very heavy fight. We can see that we lost a lot of men all across the line. One thing that I probably shouldn't have done, and I've said it before, is I should probably not have used the extra units, because they didn't match in accuracy really. So a lot of the Japanese units have superior accuracy to my British units, and they also have higher numbers in quite a few instances as well. Luckily, maybe I need that difficulty to add on to it, just because of the fact that the AI is not that clever. The thing that I'm worried about is that could possibly lead that the mods could interfere with each other, and that could lead to crashes. That it could crash the mod. I want to make sure that we kill off as many of these as possible. And here we have the statistics of the battle. We lost a total of 1,100 men, while the enemy lost 4,300 men. Leaving the numbers, though, left after the battle are quite equal. We have 1,200 men, while they have 1,000. Of course, with the numbers that we killed, most of it was due to the colonial lancers, but that is partly due to the fact that they rode down a lot of infantry. Then we have British line infantry and Highlanders. The general as well, but that's a lot due to the fact that he chased them down. Mountain guns did pretty well. I guess it's due to the shrapnel. The round shot is not very good. And there we have it. Right, let's go ahead and end battle. We sent them off. We kind of destroyed the garrison, but we're very broken up, so I want to retreat across the river once more. Not entirely sure what you're gonna do. No, that's pointless. Retreat from there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the situation right now. So we've got John Alcock ready to move in, take this, which was the city that we saw earlier that we lost with the police officers. So he's going to be able to come in there. We've got Hook here, and he's got lots of infantry coming in to support him. We've got Charles Alcock, of course. He's going to have the retreat over, gain some more reinforcements before he can attack here again. And over on this side, I didn't show the siege here because it was very similar to the one we had here. We lost this one as well, but I've been able to move in Helpton, and he is recruiting quite a bit of troops with increased accuracy. So these guys got about 31 to 27 compared to, say, these guys, which got 21, so quite a lot more accuracy there, which is definitely gonna help us out. And yeah, without further ado, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here, but I feel as though I've started to turn ground, and we're gonna be able to do some offensive actions rather than defensive ones. Because the castle defensive battles are not that fun. It's kind of survival mode, but they usually drag it on for a very long time, and I don't want to just do one really long siege with sort of very long and boring parts. It's more interesting than to have a big field battle or something like that. I really like this battle over here. We had a very tough time against the enemy. The only thing I wish is, of course, that maybe you had more time maybe that the battles were a bit longer, so I could actually go in and take a few closer looks at the battle, because they go over so quickly and there's so much happening all over the place that I cannot really have time to go in and get those close-up views of the battle without losing control over the battle and losing possible units and so forth. But I have a feeling that we're turning the war around, and yes, that's about it. So, as I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!